Welcome to Be Honest, where we embark on a journey to discover the intersection of wellness and honesty. I'm your host, Ava, and together we'll explore the power of authentic living, mindful choices, and the pursuit of a balanced life. Join us for insightful conversations and practical tips that bring tranquility to your busy world. So, grab a cozy spot, take a deep breath, and let's dive into a world of wellness and honesty. This is TBH with Ava, your oasis for calm and youthful wisdom. Hi guys, I hope everyone is doing okay today, and I hope you're feeling somewhat calm. Today the topic is, not the topic. Today the keyword is calm. Let me give you a brief what's happening in this scene right now. I am in the dining room with a glass of wine. Okay, let me also be a bit more specific. The glass of wine is a pinotage, and I have been thinking lately. I guess it's really just the only thing that makes me feel sane. I've been internalizing quite more than I normally do, and I think that in life you need to understand that the more you internalize your thoughts, your actions, everything that happens within and around you is highly important, because when you internalize, I think is the only way you can be able to realize outside of your comfort perspective. I'm gonna try be as real as I can be, and there are some stuff that are gonna be raw that I'm going to say that I may, not that I'm gonna regret, but I will be happy that I've voiced them out, only because it is who I am. It is a part of me, and I shouldn't be ashamed of speaking or talking about things just for the sake of privacy. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to bash anyone who believes in privacy versus what's the other word? Privacy, and then public. I don't know. Public versus private. I don't know. But I don't want it to not be known, because like I've been mentioning in my previous episodes, that the aim out of every episode, or whatever I say out of my mouth, is so that it can not only be relatable, but also that when you do identify some stuff that I've said, that you not only just change maybe the way you think, or maybe the way you view or the way you do things, but maybe you start to realize that it is okay to think the way you think, to do things maybe the way you think that they are supposed to be done. I don't necessarily think that there's a certain wrong or right. I don't know if that makes sense. I know this is very controversial because, I guess even in the Bible there is the opposition of good and evil. So that's just another conversation for another day. But the reason why I talk so purely and so real is for you to understand that the things that I'm thinking must be okay for me to think. I'm human. I wouldn't have not thought this if I wasn't human. You know what I mean? And then even with you as the listener, you need to also understand that you're human too. So the things that you think are not absurd. They're not alien. They're not out of the ordinary. It's things that humans actually think. That's just how we're built. It's only peculiar if you say it and it lies upon the wrong ears. So obviously, for someone who knows jack about what you're talking about, it's obviously peculiar to them that, oh my God, you know what I mean? But anyway, let me get into today's topic. Let's first take a sip of wine. Today's topic is very surrounded on relationships, to oneself, to our romantic partners. I think we're going to dive more deep into our romantic partners because our next season is going to be highly about that. And I know a lot of people are going to be very, very, very excited about that because it's just always an exciting thing to talk about relationships and love and the trials and the tribulations that we go through. Nonetheless, it's awesome. So I've been thinking lately that maybe I am not, because you know how you try so hard to become the best version of yourself for your relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic, just anything, guys. Just be as open-minded as you can. I will let you know when to lock and when to unlock certain versions of relationships. But for now, just be fully wide open when it comes to relationships. So let's say, let me go back to, when you feel like you are not enough for a certain relationship, because next thing, especially obviously if it's new, because it's more like, are you going to accept me for who I am? Do you know who I am? Am I willing to open up to you fully for the person that I am? Are you willing to take me as I am? Now, when we dive deeper into that, it becomes very, very hectic, because not only are we just going to ask those questions, but when we dive deeper and you now eventually know the type of a person that I am, you now have understood that. Actually, no, not even understanding, guys. You need to figure out, are you going to love me not only in the times that you have met me? Because now when now that you've met me, of course you are going to know the most bubbliest person of them all. Of course you're going to know the cream of the crop. Of course you're going to know the cherry on top. You know what I mean? But now, are you willing to uphold or to love the version of me when I am depressed, when I have succeeded, when I am grieving, when I am in distress, when I'm excited, when I am broke, when I'm nothing? And when I mean nothing, I mean anything. Like, even if it means that soulfully I'm out and dry, are you still going to love me even after you've met those versions of me? Because it's all well and good if I love the person you perceive to be, face value, and I see, okay, you're capable of 1, 2, and 3. Oh, I love how you take care of me. Oh my God, I love that the fact that you're financially stable, etc., blah, blah, blah. Okay, now this obviously is going into more of the romantic side of things. I love how, you have a beautiful family, and, it's just the nice things that we obviously love. But are we willing to love each other for the human that we are before the things we've accomplished in life? Are we? Are you willing? Because now, guys, unlock the general and get into romantic side of things, romantic relationships. Because I can be obsessed with, I have now known that there are 3 stages in life with your lover, and one be the honeymoon phase, the second being the really hard phase, and then the third being the healed phase. I agree to that analogy to some extent, not fully though. The thing is though, I could accept you for what you show me. But of course, when you get to the second stage, is what the masses like to call the second stage of a relationship, is what about when I am not worthy of being loved? What about that? What about that? What about the times when I am down and out, I don't look attractive, there's nothing in me that makes me want to be human enough to love? What about those times? See, that's when I agree then with the masses that you're right. If you really truly love someone, and oh God, guys, and trust me, if you really and honestly and truly love someone, especially in the times where exactly what I'm explaining, where they don't feel like they want to be loved, when they feel like they should not be loved, when they are the most down and out and unmotivated, and it's just life has done its best with them in making them feel like nothing. Should it be that that's the time when you draw your boundary? Or should you really have the best faith you've ever had and believe that there's a greener side? That's the question that I think a lot of couples want to have an answer to. And unfortunately, because we all have tailored relationships, it's not so easy to have an answer. So the answer will definitely not be that that's the time when you should be more faithful or be more believing or be more loving. Of course not. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to you if you have supported this person all your life. It's not fair to you if you have loved this person all your life and now you're just tired. So really, what should be the question, or should I say what should be that, what we're thinking is, do you love yourself enough to be able to give sufficiently the love that your partner needs right now? I think that's maybe how we should look at it. You need to be able to love yourself so fully and so sufficiently that in times of desperation, nothing shakes you or breaks you in questioning whether or not this is where I'm supposed to be. Is this the person I'm supposed to be doing things with? Should I be, in Xhosa or Zulu, bekungathiwa ubekezela. In English, maybe I'd translate it and say to persevere. Do you want to persevere in the relationship? Now, I think that's where it's misinterpreted, because I don't think you should be persevering in any relationship. If anything, you should feel, if anything, you should not have to feel a single thing of working too hard for your relationship. And I'm not saying that it should be super easy and flowing, but what I'm saying though is that if you are meant to be with that person, you shouldn't have to feel that you need to persevere them noma ukubekezela. You shouldn't have to feel that, oh no, I'll just stick it out for another month or another year. Maybe things will get better. No, babes. No, of course not. No. You shouldn't have to be persevering. What you should be doing, speak to your higher power, figure things out, because the Spirit never lies to you. The Spirit will always guide you as long as you find it. But the big thing is that you need to love your partner. Oh my God, I don't even know what the comparison would be. You need to love it like your, maybe the last R2 you have. I don't know, that was really whack. I don't know. whatever comparison you want to use, the best one, of course. You need to love your partner like it is the last thing on earth. And trust me, when it comes to love, even right now, I'm completely smiling and blushing only because I'm thinking about my partner. And I'm thinking of, despite maybe the challenges, the trials and tribulations that we have, but at the end of the day, the feeling that you should be having is the feeling of love. Now, I'm not saying that love is a feeling specifically. I must say that there are things that you feel that make you feel loved. Ungabekezeli. Don't force yourself into it. Don't persevere in love. That's ridiculous. So whenever you are in love, the feeling that I think that you should be having is, when you think about your partner or anyone that you love, is warmth. So right now, for instance, the trials and tribulations and the challenges that I've had to go through with my partner the love that I have for my partner overcome the challenges, the trials, and the tribulations that we have gone through. Why? Because through it all, love is what comes first. I love him first before I didn't like 1, 2, and 3. I love him first before he became 1, 2, 3. I love him first before he was 1, 2, and 3. So the very, very highest priority of it all is that you need to have loved him first before anything that the world has to offer. Now, what the world has to offer is a challenge on how much you love him. And so if you've gone through certain milestones and certain things with him for so many years, and yet love is the one thing that is prioritized, girl or boy, trust me, you're in the winning team. I commend you. For some of you who don't know what love looks like, I don't even think that that's a thing actually, because love comes in different forms. It's just that you're the hard person here. You just don't want to accept it. It comes in different forms, and it comes in forms of questioning whether or not you ate, or how you feeling today, or did you do this, did you do that. It comes in forms of I remember you said something, today is a certain day and you said that you were going to do it, etc., etc. So love comes in different forms. It's just not that I don't think that you don't know what love is, but that I think it's hard for some of you to recognize that. And that's going to be a topic for another day. I just don't want to go into it right now. I want to tell you that at the end of the day, love is the priority, the first priority. And I know I'm repeating myself here. It is the first priority. Why? Because without love, we would not be alive today. Now, guys, I have a lot to say about love, specifically about relationships. In our next episode, we are going to dive deep into a bit more and spicier conversations when it comes to these topics, and there is going to be a little bit of a surprise because now we're going to get into our second season and we're definitely going to switch things up. I really appreciate you guys listening. I also definitely would hate to chop your ears off listening to me all day and all of that, but I completely appreciate it nonetheless. Now, I am going to catch you guys on the next episode where we continue speaking about relationships and life, mental well-being, stability, etc., and etc. at 8 p.m. every Sunday in whichever geographical timeline you're in or time you're in, whether it's the morning or the afternoon or the evening. I wish you nothing but the best. And I love you guys so much. Take care. Bye-bye.